The next project that we're going to work on is an omelet. Each one of you will make your own omelet, so you'll all do everything that I'm doing here. I want you to start by getting your ham and or your cheese ready before you start scrambling your eggs. So here I have on the cutting board is a slice of ham. You're going to take a paring knife on top of the cutting board and cut your ham into small pieces. Take several slices one direction, and you can turn the cutting board and slice it so you have so you're dicing the ham, cutting it into small squares. And then you can put that ham into a custard cup and have it ready when your eggs are ready. Into your other custard cup, cut. The second item, if you want, is cheddar cheese. You're going to take about 2 tablespoons. So just dip into the bag of cheese, put those 2 tablespoons of cheese into another custard cup so it's ready to go. Then, into a glass or small mixing bowl, you're going to take 2 eggs, crack them open, throw the shells in the garbage, and you'll take a dash of pepper and some salt and 2 tablespoons. This is something else that if you're waiting, you can have measured out into a container waiting for your eggs to cook or waiting for your turn to cook at the frying pan. Take your fork, break the yolks, and beat, just like you would be making scrambled eggs. Beating means that you are whipping in an up and down motion around and around, and it's kind of all in the wrist until it's evenly mixed. You don't have pockets of yolk and pockets of white. It's all evenly mixed up. Okay, and you're ready to cook. In order to turn your stove on, you need to find the dial that's the correct dial. This one happens to be for the front burner, which is where I want to cook this. I'm going to push the knob in and turn it down to medium. Whenever you're cooking things that are high in protein, like scrambled eggs, you never want to go higher than medium because they will burn very easily. I'm going to take my nonstick spray and spray my small pan because eggs really like to stick. Now this is a small saute pan. Some of your pans might be a little bit bigger, might be a little bit smaller. It's just going to make a different sized omelet, but they will all work equally well. I'm going to give my egg another little stir and pour it in. Now, I'm actually going to turn that heat down. If it sizzles that hard, it's actually a little too hot. I had this preheating for you so it was ready to go. Now an omelet, unlike a scrambled egg, when we made the scrambled eggs, we stirred this around. An omelet, it's even easier yet. You're just going to let it sit and cook until it's set. You can see that this is setting around the edges, but I want all this egg to be cooked before I start turning it into an omelet. Some people can take this whole egg and flip it upside down like a pancake, but we are just going to let it sit and cook. You can also take a rubber scraper and loosen the edges and pick up the edge and let some of the runny egg run underneath. I'm not stirring it up, I'm just letting some of the uncooked egg get underneath to cook some more. And I'll let that cook a little bit. See, I got rid of a lot of the runny stuff. And then I'll try that again. The rubber scraper works really well because it doesn't tear it. We want to keep this in one solid piece. And sometimes I'll just actually take this wet stuff, scrape it off to the side so it will go. Otherwise it doesn't like to go very far. Okay, when it's just about done, That's when you want to take your ham and or your cheese. And an omelet is this folded in half. So I'm just going to put the ham on half of the omelet. Sprinkle it all around so every bite has some ham in it. And I'll do the same thing with the cheese, sprinkling it on half the egg. And then you're going to take the other half that doesn't have the fillings, loosen it completely, and then slide underneath and fold it in half. Now at this point, we just want to let it cook some more to heat the meat and to have the cheese melt and finish cooking some of that uncooked egg that was still sitting on top. We can just let it sit like this, or we can take a plate, since these saute pans don't have a tight fitting lid, setting a plate over the top which will hold in the heat and make it cook faster.